Welcome back to Mufc Realist TV. We are a channel based on realism. We are not here to promote any sensational news. We're not here to promote clickbait. We're not a corporate entity that are driven by think tanks to promote certain agendas. This is a sort of a more of a serious note show where we're going to dive into the reasons why we believe that Erik ten Hag will be successful at Manchester United, and why is the reasons where certain people don't want him to be successful as well. I'm going to divide this show into 3 segments, so please bear with me. You're used to me shouting you out to give you a warm welcome to the stream. I will do that first. But what I'm going to do here is pretty much have my rant first, have my logical thinking. For you that's been following me, and for you that's been describing this channel, you know that I always provide a voice of reasoning. I always look at from a holistic 360 degrees and all the facts and stories and present you with some form of evidence. It's up to you how you interpret it and how you take it to your heart, but the truth is yours at the end of the day. Is how you interpret it, what I'm saying, and I want you to use your logic and reasoning. Start thinking for yourself. Because it's been far too long that the media has been feeding you with lies, basically. They've been shaping that narrative, that programming your brain to see, well, that is the truth. Is it? You always got to ask yourself why, how, when, what. Why are they doing so? Before we continue, though, however, I need to address a very serious issue here. If you really care about a club that's certainly under attack right now, I want you to share this video, spread it to as many people as you can so we can get the message across. As alluded before, I always look at the how, when, what. In this instance, I want to talk about how is it so that there is some minority group of people that don't want United to rise up again, to be successful. We simply want to rise like a phoenix as United fans. We've been deprived for 18 years. Our hearts are bleeding. Why is it so that there are certain movements such as human rights, rainbows, LGBTQ, Me Too highways back again, the green energy, green movements that are involved in footballing matters, political matters, using the influence by utilizing media echo chambers to brainwash your thinking? Right. You're wondering, are you delusional? Are you smoking, Mick? Right? Just take an example. I just want to present you with some facts and figures why I'm thinking, Take examples, the takeover news. I've been doing this Glazers out report for the past 10, 11 months, focusing on the details, following the money, reporting on media, the unbiased, the xenophobic stuff, the greenwashing, the sports washing, the human rights. Everything's come out. The globs are up. Sabotage. I would scream, sabotage. Why? Right? Now, the latest example with Greenwood, Anthony, yet Harry Maguire that goes out and assaults a police officer in Greece gets away with murder. Nothing. Silence. But as soon as this is people of color, the media won't shut up. Xenophobia 100% exists. I smell a strategic sabotage. And when I smell a red flag, I want to confirm it. So I did some serious phone calls last night. And I found out exactly what I suspected, right, in this instant. Apparently there are some senior officials within the Manchester United club leaking out information as part of, simply they don't like what they're hearing. Yeah, they are part of this gravy train, They know as soon as new owners comes in, like a foreign entity, like Sheikh Yassim 92 Holding Foundation, that they're finished. That's what you see in the media, the promotion of Sir, Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. He's one of ours, he's British, hooray! Because it's called self-entitlement, Once new owners like a foreign entity like 92 Holding Foundation is going to be clear and obvious, it's going to be a clean house. Hence, there's no loyalty at the moment. It's Monty Python and Flying Circus. It's called self-entitlement, people. Another paycheck. Another you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Catch-22 situation, right? Media gets the scoop by some senior official, they get a paycheck, and off we go, right? If you really want to talk about domestic abuse, right? I repeat myself. If you really want to talk about domestic abuse, why don't we start with 18 years of Glazers abusing our global fan base and getting away with murder? That is far more a serious crime here. And that is the biggest elephant in the room, people. And why are they repeatedly getting away with it? Why is media not reporting on that? Instead, it's called divide and conquer. They want you to think about something else. Chris Wheeler, all of them, reportedly going after the players, reportedly throwing the manager under the bus all the time. But what about the Glazers? What about the ones that are creating this mess? No, it's not getting reported at all. No, it's the manager's fault. It's the player's fault. But you, on the other hand, you get the scoop of the century because you get fed by the club. And the club officials getting paid. Shame on you. Despite all of odds though, our manager accepted this job, knowing that this is the biggest challenge of his career. Knowing, of course he knew what was going on here, right? A job that 4 different managers took on. Thought that could rise above everything else and make this club great again. We're talking about serious winners here. We're talking about names like Louis van Gaal, a pedigree CV. Jose Mourinho, a serious winner. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, yeah, he came second, but he was a successful player, right? Unforgettable 1999 World Cup, the Champions League final score. Ralf Rangnick, the open heart surgery that spoke up, they outed the club and got fired out. Was supposed to stay on a consultancy, but no, they let him go. Now, evidently, on the other hand, they bought players in. Yeah, they were backed. They bought players in, though, that fitted their mold of style of play at that moment of time, but it was not bought by club philosophy or the vision of the club, because there was none since Sir Alex Ferguson left. It's been run by bankers, commercials, shirt sellers. Sure, the managers got back the first year, but we've seen the second year syndrome. They came with a list of targets, but we wanted. They never gave them. No, you're not going to have that. No, you're going to have a commercial shirt seller. We got in Sanchez, the piano player. What happened to that? We brought back in Cristiano Ronaldo because of nostalgia and selling shirts. Overruled the manager. The question is, where are those managers now? What happened? I tell you what happened. We fans threw them under the bus and called for the heads, right? Have we advanced any further by utilizing this method? Are these managers somehow responsible for the way the club is run and operating? I give you an example. If you're a footballer, your main job is to play football. That's why you have an agent above you. That is your boss that takes care of all the footballing operational business matters so you can play football. Well, the arguably same thing is with the gaffer, the manager. He's not there to, be the recruitment scout and everything else. He's there to assemble the squad, to hire people around him, analysis and stuff like that, to prepare, to look at the fixtures, to formalize patterns of play, to win. And if that's not working, where does he turn? He turns to the director of football to say, listen, mate, this ain't working. Here's my list. Go fetch. Right? Question is then, how can you then hold the manager accountable if the ones above him are constantly failing him? I will give you an example, the way it worked. Ten Hag knew exactly what he was walking into. Picture Ten Hag as Picasso, the master painter. He came in May last year. He gave everyone a clean slate. He had a blank piece of canvas. He tried everything. He put Fred on, slapped a little bit of Fred on. That didn't work. Off you go, Fred, sold him. McTominay, not good enough. That didn't gel. off you go. Maguire slapped it on. Maguire is that paint that you can just scrub and scrub and scrub, and it just doesn't want to disappear. It's still here, right? He wanted to get rid of him, but he was not allowed to, right? So therefore, in this transfer window, if you look at it, he wanted to assemble a squad that resembles his vision, what he's done in the past with Ajax. That's what it is, a serious winner. But he got blocked by people above him that is surely incompetent, right? You can argue to the point that at Ajax he was focusing on developing youth, but those youth players, we are talking about Frankie de Jong, we're talking about Gravenberch, who else are we missing? They went on and be world beaters. If we look at the current academy, we sold off 22 of those people and loaned up 4. He only kept the people that he thought would become the world beaters. Not everyone makes it. It's make it or break it. So therefore, if you go back and look at his team at Ajax, he showcased a tactical genius. He transferred that team and the club into European powerhouse with a focus on playing a possession-based football, people, and dynamic attacking style of play. He revolutionized the game, right? The board didn't want him, right? The British media didn't want him. They wanted Pochettino. But we got him off the line. The question is here now, right here. Are we ready for Ten Hag? Our football operations are prohibiting him to improve any further. Let that sink in. Are they competent enough to have a proper structure in place like it was with Ajax? There is none. So how can you then go and blame the manager, people? Do you understand my logic? Now, I want to address in this video why I think Ten Hag will be successful at this moment. We are not here to talk about any of these abuse allegations, because the biggest abuse is 18 years of Glazers mismanagement, of sacking managers one after another and blaming them. It's called divide and conquer, and we fan base are arguing and falling for the trap. But why Ten Hag will be successful at Manchester United is, well, it's simple. He understands the rich culture of a tradition of our iconic club. We've seen it. Yeah, he came the first season, worked with what he got, and still managed to get 3rd place and win us a silverware. Don't forget that, right? And that is still under the Glazers' ownership. He's also embodied the spirit and the DNA of Manchester United that was embedded before, from Matt Busby to Sir Alex Ferguson. He's always relentless pursuit to be a winner for sheer excellence, and that's what we see in his implementing from very first beginning his rules and principles. He's instilled a winning mentality throughout the squad. We saw that in pre-season last year when they went in Thailand. We were amazed when he was giving out punishment with push-ups and punishing lazy people. He's created a cohesion unit, right? A togetherness of people believing in his abilities and believing that they could fight together, right? Together we fight, we eat together, we sleep together, we drink together, we cry together. The most important thing, we follow the 10 commands of Ten Hag. Now, the stories with Sancho is clear, obvious that he was above the manager. He undermined the manager, and therefore it's rightful for the Ten Hag to say, you're not going to play anymore, mate. He called out Cristiano Ronaldo that went to PS Morgan. Off you go, right? Simply, if you're not good enough, if you're not following Ten Hag's principles, you're not going to play. Stop crying. Work harder. If the manager doesn't fancy you, work harder than last time. Prove yourself. But don't throw the manager under the bus. Again, I repeat myself. We finished 3rd and we won silverware, which we haven't seen for 6 years. And you have the audacity to call Ten Hag out. How dare you? Additionally, Ten Hag's ability to develop young talents is kind of crucial for Manchester United. But last season, did he trust those players? He worked with what he got. Just look at the rise of players like Frankie de Jong, Matthijs de Ligt, under his guidance, for example, like, leage. Manchester United Academy is simply not good enough, and that's why he sold off 22 of those players and kept the world beaters. But it's not about tactics all the time, is it? It's all about player development. Ten Hag possesses that leadership skills. He needs to be in command of the dressing room. He's calm, apparently. His demeanor, his strategical thinking, he's strong, he's communicating straight, direct, he's Dutch. And he's earned respect within the fan base and within the staff around him and the players. Now, the question is, if not players like Sancho, Harry Maguire, or anyone else that's not following his rules and principles, do you reckon he will keep them in the squad? Even if they didn't now manage to sell off Sancho to Saudi Arabia, do you reckon he will get game time? I've seen Ten Hag being a very good-hearted person to give people chances and breaks. Everyone wanted Aaron Wan-Bissaka out in January. Aaron Wan-Bissaka proved himself, and look what Aaron Wan-Bissaka is now. He gave Harry Maguire a chance. Go improve yourself, train. He had personal trainer. Did he come back? Did he improve himself? No. Still in his mentality here, it's all about money and delusion to say, hey, I don't need to improve myself. I play for Manchester United. I get a 300 quid a week paycheck, and so does Sancho, 350. I'm going to just focus on my social media brand and my social accounts and release rap singles. And I'm not a bowler. I'm a porcelain doll. I will break as soon as somebody's criticizing me. Back in the days when I grew up, you rock up, you play football, and that's what's your dream. Sofian Amrabat had an interview the other day when they asked him in the interview, how do you describe yourself and your playing style? And he said, I don't like to talk about myself. I show the results on the pitch. That's who I am. Correct answer. She asked him, what do you do when you're not playing football? How do you relax? He said, honest to God, football is the way of life. This is what Ten Hag told me. I don't have time for any other things. Football career is short. I make sure I prepare, I eat well, I sleep well, I recover well, and I give my all on the pitch. That is a modern day professional footballer. That's why you see Zlatan Ibrahimovic playing to 41. Ronaldo as well. But don't let that ego get to you, people. So buckle up, people. Erik Ten Hag is not going anywhere. We have to back him, right? Because I believe that Ten Hag is the right appointment to lead Manchester United back to the promised land, to new heights. We just need to weather out this shitstorm that we're undergoing to understand what the actual problem is and how it's been. Back him, because once the new owners coming in, like 92 Holding Foundation, Sheikh Yassim will enter soon enough by October, November. By the way, Sheikh Yassim is a big Manchester United fan. That's why he created the name 92 Holding Foundation, right? Rest assured that if we see in the manifestos what they're offering, it's appealing to us fans, but it doesn't really appeal to the British media or the ones that are feeding the gravy train, right? It is time for us to turn the page to be victorious, to triumph again. You see, Rome wasn't built in one day, but when it was victorious, it was successful, it was reputed, and it was cultivated. Guys, thanks for listening to this video and to my rant. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insights of our beautiful club. Remember, it's Glazers out. It's green and gold until we are sold, until we announce and sold. This has been Mick Ruby just having my rant and say, and hopefully I made an argument for your better day. But I'm not here to talk about any further abuse or allegations. It's enough. It's enough. Let's get back into your people. Let's give it a shout. I just literally want to start this video to pour my guts out how I feel. For 50 years I supported this club. I crawled in my diapers. I didn't say mom and dad, I said Manchester United. This legacy has been passed from my grandfather to my father to myself. And I love this club. This is my family. You guys in the community are my family. Hence, I repeat, I do not accept our badge being dragged further down the mud. Player power, think tanks, political agendas. We are here for footballing matters. We are a football content channel and a community. So let's stick together, people. It's time, people, to stick up to each other. Be united. 100%. Listen, I cannot take this anymore. I'm upset. But I want you to share this video. If you do have the audacity to like this video, tell your friends about this channel. Please do so. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. But if you really care about Manchester United to be united, please do so. This has been Mick from Mufc Realist TV. I had my say, and hopefully I made you a logical day. Don't forget to love each other, be nice to each other, and don't believe what the media is writing at the moment. Big up to all of you people. Like and subscribe if you want to. See you to the next video. Bye for now.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.